And Happy New Year, everybody! Welcome back to the group. It's so great to see some of you in here this evening. If you're in the UK, obviously it's in the evening. If you're elsewhere in the world, it might be an early morning. I have no idea at this point in time. Obviously, hope you guys have had a fabulous festive season. I hope you guys have also set your goals. You've got yourself ready for a new year and you're charging ahead. I cannot believe we're already past week 1 of 2020, and that's only 51 weeks of being absolutely awesome in 2020 left to go. And are you going to make the most of it? That's what I want to hear. So if you can hear me, you can see me, please give me lots of likes, lots of comments in the Facebook chat window thingamabob. There's got to be a proper name for that. If anyone knows the proper name for the chat box thingamabob windowy thing in Facebook Live, then please pop it in the chat roll. It'd be great to understand what that actually is. And yeah, great to see so many people on the group tonight. The one thing I would like to remind everybody is please, as normal, if you do have any questions that you'd like me to go through this evening, then please pop them in the chat window and we'll try and get round to looking at them as we go through that. Also, I'd like to draw your attention to Matt Pike, who's on the call this evening. We were gone through a few bits over the last year or so, because he's in the middle of doing a book with regards to helping people coming out of the armed services come back into a civilian life and making it a great success. It's going to be a brilliant book, certainly worthwhile supporting him in that. He's just set up another Facebook group, so I definitely recommend people go and have a look at that and see how things are going there. Matt, if you'd like, please welcome you to put a link into the chat window so people can actually come like and share that, because I think it's going to be a fabulous resource for people moving forwards. Michelle, brilliant to see you there as well. Great to see you back from your trips into the Caribbean, and I hope you had a fabulous time with your family there. And Martin Seaman, good to see you on the call as well. It's been a little bit of time since we've last chatted. Hi Natty, good to see you as well. Looking forward to our chat coming up in a couple of weeks' time. Sorry, I'm not going to I'll see you at that next PSU meeting. And Luke, good to see you on the call this evening as well. So yeah, as we said, please make sure you do submit your questions and we'll get around to answering them. The other thing as well is I'm looking at how we can make this group even better coming through into 2020, because it's been great getting it off the ground last quarter of last year, and it's been tremendous the kind of interaction you guys are having, and do please keep interacting and submitting. But I do want this to be a real sharing community that we're trying to build here, so I have got some ideas of how we can do that a little bit better as well, and hopefully make it something that you guys can use for your businesses as well. So first thing is, obviously, if you know anybody who you'd like to invite to come along and join us, then they're more than welcome to. So please feel free to share the link to join the group, and we will try and make this a really good community of business people and entrepreneurs, and people actually looking to become a business person or entrepreneur, and really start to their journey on building something that's going to be great, growing, profitable and sustainable, and most of all, make them happy and serve the community. And to that effect, we're also thinking about 2 new things to go live with, and I'd love to get some feedback from you guys on whether you think these are good services. The first one is I'm going to be asking you guys whether you'd like to become the expert view. Effectively, this is a platform where you'll be able to share a bit about your business, what you do for people, how you can help and serve others, and hopefully that's a way of being able to present your business in a great light, give yourself a bit of practice if you need practice in being able to present yourself onto a public forum, and with this being a bit of a safe space, hopefully if you're just starting to do videos and things, you're a bit nervous about how that might go, hopefully it gives you that kind of arena where you can do that. Because I know when I first started doing videos, I was dreadfully nervous and kind of didn't know what I was doing, and it was an offer that was given to me in another group where they said basically, you know, do your videos to this group straight away and this will be a safe environment. And after about a month or so, then I got pushed and said, well, now you got to go do videos in the public arena as well, and make sure you do share them far and wide, because people need to know, and people will appreciate you being honest and you coming out with the advice that you've got. So I'd like that to be part of what we do in this group as well, help support one another and being able to have that forum where we can sort of present you as the expert of the week, and we'll be looking for for people who would like to do that in the coming weeks and months. So if you've got a business that's worth talking about, if you've got a product or a service that's worth talking about, you've got something that's going on with your organisation or as your life as an entrepreneur that you think that would benefit other people within this group or wider from knowing about it, then please get in contact with me and let's work out what slot we can get you in to basically present yourself and show yourself in the best light and help the community even more. So hopefully that's something you guys will take on board and you'll enjoy to do over the next coming weeks and months. The other thing that I'd like to introduce this year, just to give you a bit of an idea of where we're taking things, is to move more into doing some business interviews. I've already got lined up a couple of people for some really, really amazing talks on business and how business works, how businesses work for them, some of the got-yous they've had. And this will hopefully give you some real life stories from the trenches as to what you can do and what you can't do and what other people have made mistakes on. So hopefully that's going to be another great series that you guys are going to be able to tap into and utilise for your businesses, because at the end of the day, in many ways, most ideas have actually been already done before in the past, and it's just a case of how you put your own spin on these things. So if you can learn from the mistakes of others and not make those same mistakes, or even better, be able to replicate the successes of other people, then for me I think that's a great thing to do, and hopefully this will be a great resource for you guys going forward. And likewise, I do want to be looking to the community as well, so if you've got some great expertise that you'd love to be able to talk through and go through like a process with me and just chat online about, then let's do that and see where we go. So coming up, we've got a conversation going to be happening with a great property developer who actually started with chronic fatigue syndrome. So we're going to talk about how his perseverance and battles and consistency got him to overcome those kind of problems and got him into a position of success where he now runs a really successful business, and he's looking at expanding that business over this year. So that's going to be one of the first interviews coming up on the, should have had better notes than this, Martin, the 19th of January. Yep, definitely Monday the 19th of January. So hopefully that's going to be a really good one for you guys to get involved in as well. Okay, so without further ado, let's talk about the live Q&A for this evening. So one of the things that keeps coming up in conversations when I'm talking with people is basically, how do you make more money? And there is really only 3 ways to make more money, and everyone has their own spin on it, they have their own ways of doing these things, but if you can actually understand the fundamentals, what these 3 ways are, then what you can effectively do is when you start to hear different opportunities and different ways of doing these things and understand what the underlying cause is and the underlying kind of principles, you've got a way of being able to then know how it's going to pan out for you, and then specifically which areas of your business you need to target for that specific way of making money to work, because they are slightly different, and the ways that they work are going to be needed to be applied in a different kind of way. So the first of the 3 ways may sound really simple, but actually when you do it, it kind of makes sense, and the probability is you're already doing this, and that is you need to increase your turnover. Now when we talk about increasing turnover, we're talking about increasing the number of sales that you have inside your business. Now sales, as you know, come from one of 2 places. You're either selling to people that you already have as customers inside your business, or you're selling to potentially new customers. And the cost of doing business in both those type of areas varies differently, because to acquire a new customer is, you probably appreciate, a lot more expensive than actually servicing an existing customer. But yet I found so many clients that don't necessarily service their customers in the greatest way, don't give them the opportunity to work with them in every way they possibly can do. They don't look at how they can provide better services for them, and as such they're missing out this opportunity of being able to provide better service and be paid for it. Because at the end of the day, the monetary reward that you get is basically a silent reminder of the service that you've provided. It's not necessarily the be-all and end-all. So the better you serve people, the more people you can serve, then the more you're going to be able to increase your turnover. So that's kind of one of the kind of key areas that you want to be looking at. So when you're looking at all the different opportunities to do that, then think about what it is that they're going to be. Some people might call it upselling or cross-selling or diversifying, but they're all effectively being able to look at what you've got as a set of services and how you can then purpose those specifically to each type of client that you have. So with a cross-selling service, you're looking at how you can add complementary products into what you're already providing. If you provide, for instance, massage services, etc., then can you provide them with oils and towels that they can purchase, or candles or other items that can go along with it? Upselling services is exactly as it sounds. You've probably heard about these in the fact that you're now taking it from a basic product into more of a premium product of some kind. So you're kind of moving them across the life cycle. And there's a whole series or a whole idea, a concept called going for no, where you effectively keep giving people more opportunities to buy from you up to the point where they're going to say, no, that's enough. I'm quite happy with what you've actually given me there. And if you've got to that kind of position, then you know you've upsold them to that point. But there's no point in stopping, because some clients will require a lot more than just the basic service that you might be thinking of providing to them. The other bit to think about then is the whole diversifying what services you've got, because you've got your base product, your base service that you're providing. You might be able to cross-sell to other additional things or upsell them to a more premium base of your product, but actually thinking about a completely different service that you can then sell to people to help give them new opportunities to work with you, because it could be that you're an absolutely fantastic speaking coach or life coach or even canoeing coach. But what other things can you do as well? And is there an opportunity there that you can help them with that? Or is it something where you can partner with somebody else and give them an opportunity to get services that way? For example, if you're a canoeing coach, then you might find somebody who does massage services and nutrition. It might be a really, really good pairing. And that means if you're doing some kind of diversifying of services there, you might be able to get a commission back on those services. So really thinking about how you can increase your turnover and taking those opportunities, and then thinking about how you're going to take those to market and who you're going to sell them to is kind of really one of the key elements of how you can make more money inside your business. Now, the next of the three kind of ways of making more money, again, it's one that people really don't like to do. They feel, I don't know, that they're going to get rejected, or they may feel that it's something that they feel guilty about. But yet, when you do it, you can actually position yourself in a much better way and find not only do you gain more from a money perspective, but you're actually able to serve even more people. And that is all about increasing your charges. Now, as daft as it sounds, sometimes increasing your charges actually sees an increase in sales, because automatically you're now seen as a premium product and a premium service, and people like to get things that are going to do what they need it to do and give them good quality as well. Everybody's been bitten at some point by buying cheaply or buying the wrong products, etc. And all it is false economy, because you have to go out later on and replace these things. So going out there and looking for a product which is good value but still at the premium end of the marketplace can really help to position yourself as being not the one that's going to be bargain based, but it's going to be something that's going to last. It's going to be advice, service, product, etc. that's going to be there for a long time coming. So definitely looking at how you can increase your charges and thinking about how you can test that as you go forward is a very good position to be in. And also, when you think about how you're going to increase your charges, you want to be thinking about, where are you segmenting your client base and your products and services? Because you're going to have some things where you're going to have high sales and high profit margin. You're going to have somewhere you're going to have high sales but a low profit margin. You're going to have somewhere you're going to have low number of sales but a very high profit margin, and somewhere you're going to have low sales and a low profit margin. So whereabouts do you want to put most of your effort when you're starting to look at those kind of things? So if you've got a high number of people asking for your service at a high profit, then that's great. You're in a position where you're commanding the market and you're getting people to kind of buy things from you. But can you actually service them all? If you're actually finding you've got high sales with high profits, then maybe if you're struggling to service it, then you can look at bringing on more staff, growing your business that way, or actually even increasing your charges again, because then you may drop your sales slightly but you increase your profit margin, which means you may be able to do that without increasing your overheads, and we'll come back to that in a minute. Thinking about it from the high sales but a low profit, that's really a bad place to be, because if you've got lots and lots of things coming in but a very low profit side of things, then you're going to have to increase the amount of effort you're putting in to actually service all those clients. So really look at how can you then reshape your service so that it becomes more automated, or you can outsource some items, etc. So if you're going to do that kind of model where you have the high sales but a low profit, you can manage that transactional value without necessarily killing yourself in overcommitting your time. And when you think about a low number of sales but a high profit, if that profit margin and the amount that you're making on those low number of sales is brilliant for what you're looking for, then great, because you're not going to overstretch yourself. But it might actually also be an indicator that you can hit the ceiling of your market space. So you might want to look at how you may want to drop that price slightly and see what the impact is with regards to the volume of sales coming through, until you get to a point where you feel that you're happy with the amount that you're bringing in, and that you can service with a high quality and high degree of accuracy the clients you've got there. If you're looking at low volume sales and low profit, well, again, you're in that kind of position where it's probably maybe not be worth your while continuing on that venture unless you can kind of either look at how you can increase that volume of sales somehow, or maybe increase the profit. And it may be that what you're doing is charging too little, and you need to increase the charges to again edge yourself out of maybe a bargain kind of area into more of a premium area, and see what effect that has on your clients. So really looking at how you can increase and play with those charges, and looking at then the kind of the key performance indicators around that as to what effects it has on your sales, and also effects has on you and your delivery role and your business in its delivery role, it is kind of really crucial to make sure you are making the best out of those opportunities you've got available to you, and you found another way of making more money. So, our third and final way for this evening of making more money, and how can we kind of take what we've learned so far and kind of increasing the turnover and increasing the charges and actually make it even more effective. Because if you don't, what you end up doing is you just end up creating yourself a big millstone, because all you're doing is doing more and more and more, and you're not infinitely scalable, right? And in fact your business may be scalable, but if you're just going to keep throwing manpower at it, so that the scaling becomes a linear relationship between the amount that your business the amount of business brings in, and the amount that the charges are, then effectively you're going to find it really difficult to keep that. What you're looking for is how can you increase the amount of money that you bring into your business, how you increase the profit, but either plateau or decrease the amount of operating costs that you've got to be able to do that. So we're looking at how do you reduce some of those costs. And like we said earlier, there are a number of different rules that you might be able to look at for doing that. So for example, is there better suppliers that you can get maybe some of your raw materials from? Can you outsource things so that you can get it done at a better rate? Could you put systems in place so it becomes more repeatable and easier for you to deliver on, so you're not wasting as much time in being able to do that? So these are some of the kind of things to think about. Think about other kind of hidden costs that might be behind the scenes. So for example, if you've got premises, what are the costs of your premises? If you've got things like your cost of your accountancy fees, your legal fees, etc. Any of these kind of things that are really in the background that kind of run as part of your admin expenses still come off of your profit line. So you need to make sure, again, you're looking at, are you getting the best value for money in these kind of areas? Now, again, it's false economy going for cheap. So if you've got a really good accountant, and that accountant it should be making you money anyway, then it's pointless trying to reduce that cost. You know that's going to be one that's going to be a false economy. But for example, if you need to look at the premises, for example, and how you can get like a cheaper rate per square metre by moving maybe 2 streets further down, or into a slightly different area for doing that, then the cost of doing that may actually be perfectly okay to reduce your costs there. So really do look at some of those kind of processes and what you've got to run your business, and see where you could reduce the cost, where you can make things more efficient, where you could automate items, where you can systemize things. Because again, this is going to become one of the key areas you're going to have with regards to how you can make even more money just from the work that you're doing today. Okay, so we've gone through the kind of 3 key areas there. What I'd like to do is look now, see if we've got any questions come through on the group. We can see that Daz and Ken have joined the group. Good to see you there, guys. Hope you're well and hope you have a happy new year as well. And I can't see any questions come through on the group at this point in time. So give everybody a minute or 2 longer. There's always a lag with Facebook Live whenever you do these things. So it's about 10 seconds or something between me actually saying something and it actually appearing on Facebook Live. So I'll give it an extra couple of seconds to see if any questions do pop up. Because again, anything that you'd like to ask in regards to how to maximise like the profit you've got coming into your business, or any other questions you've got around business or business related subjects, I'm quite happy to go through there. Oh, thank you, Nettie. It's great to hear that was all clear. Thank you for that. Okay, so in which case, what I'll do is to say thank you very much, guys. Please remember we've got that opportunity there for you to be able to press the wrong buttons. We've got the opportunity here for you to be able to come onto the group and present about your business. So please get in touch if that's something you would like to do. Tell us a little bit more about who you are, what you do, what really put you into being in this business, the kind of people that you serve, and the kind of things that you do as an organisation, and how you could be helping other people in the group be able to grow their profitable and sustainable businesses. Or if you don't think people in the group that you would be looking to target, then tell us a bit about your business and actually who is it that you're looking for. How can we help find potential leads for you in the future? Also remember, we've got the Talking Businesses opportunity where we're looking for people to come on for a bit of a talk show, talk about business and just really chew the cud of all those things that sometimes you just don't really get somewhere to talk about. Anyway, I hope you guys have had an absolutely wonderful evening. It's been a pleasure speaking to you. Really, really pleased and enthralled with what's going to be coming up in 2020. Hope you guys have an absolutely awesome year ahead and speak to you later. Bye bye for now.